Hey everyone, so here is my week 6 video post about my practicum experience this past week. So again, I went in on Tuesday, the typical day I go in, and I would say it was a bit more of, I guess, a slow day overall. Still consistently saw students, but it was kind of the very tail end of finishing up scheduling for the next year. So pretty much, I was with Kirsten in the high school, and we finished up with the freshmen, like the remaining freshmen that she has, because her and she has a portion of them in the alphabet, and then Lindsay has the other half. So it's not like the entire grade. But so yeah, so we finished up with that. It's always interesting to see because then we also had a few, I think we had like two juniors just come back in just to kind of go over like their schedules again for next year because one of them, I don't know, wanted to change something around that they had to take. But it's always interesting seeing how much more confident and relaxed like the juniors and even the sophomores seemed coming into Kirsten's office to go over their like anticipated schedules for next year. And then I think probably like 95% of the freshmen all seemed very timid. So that was just interesting to see. And they kind of, we had to almost like reach out to see like where their heads were at more in terms of even like the electives that they could take and to explain things because obviously they don't know as much about the high school. But so it's always just interesting to see like those differences from like year to year and kind of which makes sense, I guess, like as the confidence grows of being older and being in the high school for more years, you kind of just feel more comfortable. So that was just interesting to see, and that was pretty basic because like most of them like they still have all of their core classes that they need to take in the science, math, English, and social studies realm. And then for the most part, ninth graders end up taking studio art. But there are other options that they can take. But it typically seems that ninth graders seem to choose to, like, if they didn't already take studio art in ninth grade, they're taking it in 10th grade. But so most of them try to like stick to that kind of art realm, which is interesting because actually Canton offers a lot of different like electives. Like international foods was one too. I thought that was pretty cool. Food and nutrition. I mean, there's like woodworking, and then there's a ton of different arts. They actually added interior design, which I thought was really cool. Which unfortunately I guess didn't pick up as many people as I thought. So who knows if that'll happen next year, but I think it's just nice to have that many options, especially for, like I said, the younger classes where they have a lot more mandatory classes that they have to take. So I guess there aren't as many, you know, blank spots to fill. But it's nice, I think, going forward that they can kind of see what options are there, so that in the future they can kind of have a better plan of what they want to take moving forward. So that was kind of just throughout the day, in and out. Like I said, freshmen coming in to go over their sophomore schedules. And then I worked on my lesson plan for a bit as well, to just kind of start to solidify that. So I will be presenting on stress management in 3 weeks. Yep, because it won't be, yep, it'll be the week after our St. Lawrence spring break. So I believe that's March 23rd, somewhere around there, 24th. So I'm really looking forward to that and sharing that with all of you. And I ran everything by Kirsten. So pretty much my rough draft is solidified, and I just kind of have to now pretty much make it more official. So I'll be doing that this week to have that all set up, so it's good to go. So I'm really excited to present that and to kind of keep all of you in the loop with that lesson plan and how that goes. And I'll definitely make sure to upload my plan as well, so you guys can kind of have an idea of the structure that I propose to all of the students. And then so I believe that I a few weeks ago mentioned there was a situation at the end of one of the school days, where this is probably 3 weeks ago. This one student came in saying that she'd gotten a kind of like nerve-wracking and alerting text from one of her friends earlier that morning, who had kind of been seemingly depressed and had been upset with a lot of things going on in her life. And so this friend got a text in the morning just saying, I have like no motivation anymore. I don't really see if like a future. I don't really know what I want to do. I'm just unhappy. It's hard to like want to live right now. And so the friend, being concerned, decided to then come into us. I believe I mentioned this, but of course it was like at the end of the day, and she'd gotten this text in the morning. So of course we're just happy that she came in to talk to us. But again, it's one of those, try to be more proactive, and come in earlier, because we had to scramble to try to find this friend then so that we could try to bring her in, because we didn't know, the situation. And Kirsten was like, I want to make sure that, we don't just send this girl home, God forbid she, might go home and do something, hopefully not, but, for cautionary issue, like, to just be cautious about that. So the friend kind of just came in with that situation. And then, which I didn't find out, was that Kirsten did end up meeting with that girl. At that point, then I was with Lindsay, meeting with somebody else, so I wasn't in there like for that conversation. So then I found out this past Tuesday, like how the rest of the situation unfolded. So Kirsten did meet with that girl, and she did say that, yes, I did send my friend this, and I have been feeling this way, and a sport, she like loves softball, and she has zero desire to play this year, and she just kind of lost her love for it, and she kind of broke down, was really upset and crying. And so the girl kind of just, had said that all these feelings have been there and stuff. And so then Kirsten set her up with Andrea Randall to go meet with her. And so she met with her that week. And then she also met with her this past week. And the mom, they've actually been trying to get hold of mom to see, if this has been a prolonged issue, which the friend had said. And then also the girl, the student that it was actually revolving around, confirmed that, yes, this has been an issue. And she was on meds the previous year. But then mom, I guess they decided together to take her off the meds because they weren't working. But she said ever since she's gone off of them, she's felt a lot worse. So Kirsten called mom, and mom actually, I guess, was pretty curt. And normally she's very, like I said, open to options and just, discussing these things. But she just seemed a bit like upset about everything and just kind of short with the school. And they were trying to get like Andrea Randall wanted to like have the mom come in as well to talk, to try to discuss like a game plan, and to still refer outside for like outside counseling, to the potential of, like I said, going back on meds, and whether that's changing brands or just upping dosages, just because it seems like the girl is struggling. So Andrea just wanted to meet with mom to kind of discuss those things, but she's been hard to get a hold of. But finally, then they just met on Tuesday, at the end of this Tuesday. So I'll have to fill you guys in on what happened with that situation this upcoming Tuesday once I find out kind of how that transpired. But so it's good. The girl seems a lot happier, though. She did decide to play softball, and she seems to be doing a bit better now that she's met with Andrea a few times and had met with Kirsten. So I'm hoping that kind of things seem to, get a bit more positive for her. And then, if something medical needs to be, added into her plan to help her, then hopefully that is put in place then. So that's just kind of, just wanted to follow back up on that to let you guys know what happened. And then pretty much the last thing at the end of the day, I met with the student that I'll be working with for my case study. She's awesome, and we talked for the whole 8th period. She was just, again, because it's still at the beginning, so I'm just trying to get to know her and just, like I said, let her kind of lead the way and take me wherever she wants to take me. So we chatted about this past week for school, and obviously it was only Tuesday, so it hadn't been that long, but she just said that it had been the best day ever, because I guess her ex-best friend, I guess she's, like, the student that I'm working with is still really close with the family, and I guess her ex-best friend's dad kind of took on that father figure role, in place of the father who, obviously abused her and then was in jail and has been out of the picture pretty much now for a decent amount of time. So, this friend's dad kind of stepped up, I guess, and was really there for her. So he's, like I said, been kind of like that father figure to her. So I guess he told her on Tuesday that he's going to take her and then his daughters to Sky Zone. It's like a trampoline place in Syracuse. But so she was like over the moon about this. She was so excited. She's never been there, and she's just heard great things. So we were talking a lot about that and, what that weekend will entail. And they'll stop and grab lunch on the way, probably in Watertown. And so she just seemed really, really happy about that. And like I said, it had been like the best day ever. So that was good to hear. And then we also really talked about her love for music, which was interesting because the previous week she had joked saying that we could meet during her chorus period. I guess we didn't joke because she was serious about it, but she was like, I can miss chorus, it's totally fine. I don't want to be there. I don't really enjoy it. But then I come to find out this past Tuesday with talking with her about her absolute love for music. And she writes her own songs, and she actually just got a guitar for Christmas. And so she's been teaching herself with YouTube videos, and her uncle also, I guess, knows a bit of music. And one of her cousins is in a band. I think she said somewhere in Norfolk area, maybe closer to Messina. But so she has this absolute love for music, and I was like, wait, you wanted to miss chorus last week? And she was like, no, no, I know, but I just love. She's like, I love writing my own music, and I love singing, and I love playing instruments, but I guess sometimes in a group setting, it's just not as enjoyable for her. But it was just really cool to hear kind of her backstory of music and how much for her that has been really helpful through all of, I mean, the good times, but especially even in the rough and, tough times for her. So kind of having that outlet to write music, and be able to then, like I said, she's teaching herself how to play and just writing songs to express, the emotions she's feeling, the emotions she's felt in the past, and even, things that she's anticipating and hoping for in the future. So I think that it seems like music has been a really great outlet for her, to kind of handle everything that she's been through in a really positive way. So it was really great to kind of get to see that piece, that side of her, and see that, music is really a huge part of her life and something that she really resonates with. Even listening to music, just tons of different genres. She pretty much said she likes every genre except for like oldies, like rock music. But for her, just being able to hear the lyrics and see the importance of them and kind of have certain lines that really resonate with her, it was just cool to kind of see that side of her and to hear kind of about her love for music. So that was really great just talking to her. So we talked about that for a long time. And then we talked a bit about her English class and the books that she's reading. She's reading The Outsiders, and I'd heard of it, but I've never read it before. So she was like really explaining it to me because she was saying how much she loves writing, but she apart sometimes hates English class because of the books they read. If they're boring, she can't get into it. But that she likes writing essays a lot, and that's kind of her thing. So it was just kind of cool to, like I said, just to hear again about her interests, and also too then even her mix of struggles where it's, if she really enjoys something, it's easy, but if she doesn't like the book, it's hard to figure out how to write about something when you don't enjoy it. So we just kind of talked about that too, and just kind of figuring out a game plan moving forward, how to understand that schoolwork, even if it's not always fun, it has to get done, and how can you turn something that maybe isn't as enjoyable, into something that's still tolerable, I guess, and that you can still kind of find the positives. So we just kind of discussed a lot about that within like schoolwork, but especially like reading books and writing essays, not even just for English, but for social studies. So that was kind of the main gist of what we discussed. So it was a really great meeting and everything. So I'm looking forward to meeting with her again on Tuesday and hopefully hearing nothing but great things about Sky Zone and her weekend. But so otherwise that was pretty much my Tuesday. Like I said, nothing too out of the ordinary. It's been pretty similar the past few Tuesdays. But so I look forward to keeping you guys updated about my experiences upcoming week, and I look forward to hearing about all of yours. All right, bye guys.